Go Bills.
Yo, what's good, Bills Mafia? Welcome back to Mafia Talk. It's your boy Julian J. Mafia. As always, I got big cuz Pedro PC in the building. How we feeling tonight, cuz?
Feeling pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good on a Wednesday.
Absolutely, we got big dubs. So as always, we gonna feel real good, especially a lot better than how we felt last week. Definitely a great bounce back game by the Bills and Josh
I told
Allen.
you. I told you. I told you.
I'm
Knew it was
telling.
coming. I knew it was coming. I was a little worried though. That first drive with the Raiders, they went right down the field, and I was like, "Oh no! Like,
They
what
did.
is this?"
They did. They did. I was looking at him like, man, it's gonna be another tough one. But at the end of the day, Josh Allen had a clean game. 80% completion rate or better. What the fifth or
83 points. I think it was 83.7.
it was like the sixth game he had an 80% or better completion rate, 3+ touchdowns with no interceptions, and that's the only quarterback to do it before 30 years old to have multiple games. It's like 5 or 6. So definitely a great bounce back game by Josh Allen. This glare pissing me off, but yeah, like I said, a great bounce back game by Josh Allen, well needed. Big question marks from him coming in from week one. Everybody's talking about it. Terrible game, but like I said, only 6 incompletes.
31
Definitely.
to 37. Yeah, man. It was a really good game, man. I tell you, I don't know if it was first. I don't know if it was late first or in the second quarter when he got hit, and we thought it was a late hit, and then he hopped up and was like, "Let's go!"
He
And
loves it.
like it was that moment right there. Like from me, from my point of view, being at the game, it was at that moment where it clicked, and it was like, "Okay, he's back. All right, let's go." Like, let's go. Like, I think it clicked in his head too. Like at some point where it was like, all right, I kind of felt like he kind of like clicked, like, okay, I'm pretty good at this. Like, let me stop overthinking it
Yeah, he
and let
got
me
help.
just play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got help. Gabe Davis balled out Sunday.
And that's the thing. That's one thing with the Bills organization and Ken Dorsey need to incorporate Gabe Davis a lot more. Now, don't want to blame Ken Dorsey because I feel like he had a good game plan coming into the
Another one,
yeah.
solid.
Another one for the first 2 weeks was a solid game plan. I do not blame Dorsey at all. First game, we all blame goes to Josh. You did too much. You were being reckless with the ball, and you wasn't being smart. This game, he was being smart. He was being calm. He was being collected. He followed the game plan, and we all are realizing that yes, the dink and dunking and dumping the ball off and getting them little 2-yard passes is boring to you. You're impatient for it. But the success when it comes down to it, because then it drops the defense down, and then we'll open up the big plays later on and within the game. And that's pretty much how it went down Sunday. It was a lot of dink and dunking and strong game from our running backs from that James Cook.
Yeah,
Shout out to
yeah.
James Cook, first 100-yard
Lat
game.
Murray on the touchdown though. Lat Murray was running that rock too.
Oh,
Yeah, it was kind of surprising to see him be the first one to touch the ball before after Cook. Like
yeah.
you would think that would have went to Damian Harris, but
No,
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it though.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
yeah. Because and that's the big thing I was saying during the game, and that was the change of pace we need. It's like, yeah, we all love James Cook. He has the speed coming out the backfield. He has the pass catching abilities. He can get loose in open space. But that veteran presence that knowledge and experience that Latavius Murray brought on the field, that's what we needed, and that power and the strength. That definitely helped us. It gave us a different speed in our drives, where to a point where Josh can line up under center and just hand it off and not do nothing, and we can still have a successful drive. That's why I like to see more of. Shout out to Spencer Brown, talking a whole bunch of shit coming up. He held things down. He was able to manage Max Crosby.
So does Torrance.
Yeah.
Osiris Torrance had a hell of a game too. The whole offensive line kept Josh pretty clean, man, which was nice to see because Max Crosby wasn't a factor at all in the game on Sunday. Which, I mean, like you said, shout out to Spencer Brown for getting his head out of his ass. So, I mean, play of the game though, man, it's gotta be that touchdown throw to Khalil Shakir. Like Josh falling back and like with two dudes in
sidearm. How?
That happened in our end zone, man. I'm sitting there watching it, and I see him go back, and I'm like, oh no. But then I see him fall back and then throw the side. I'm like, what the? Like, what? On the money, too. Like, it wasn't even like, it was on the money. And shout out to Khalil Shakir for catching it. Because that was a hell of a play.
Shout out to my man, John Roberts, in the chat. He said he liked James Cook draws. And I liked it, too. And I like it better than Josh's lining up center. I mean, Josh can line up center for Latavius Murray and Harris, but when it comes to James Cook, I like the shotgun draws because you're opening up the playbook against the defense. There's even more question marks they have to acknowledge coming into the game, where if you got James Cook in the backfield, you do not know what's going to go down. Yes, he could get a handoff and rip it for 20 yards up the field, or he could toss it to him, dump off down the field, whichever. James Cook will be available and more willing. And I like the way we use our running backs in this game.
I agree. I like the overall game plan. I mean, shout out to the defense. We let that, like I said, we let that first drive, and after that, it was just lockdown. Man, yep. I gotta give it. Obviously, you know, man, Matt Milano's a. I mean, I can't say enough about him, man. He's a dog. If he's not top 5 in everybody's linebacker list, I don't know what you watching, man.
That interception alone over Josh.
He got Jacob, Milano.
Big bully ball. Let's fucking go. Big bully, because he's like, no, this ball is mine. Josh Jacob, get the fuck out of here. This is my ball. I'm telling you, man.
It was beautiful to see, man. And like, shout out to Terrell Bernard for another solid game at middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Another solid game.
That's one of the biggest questions. I mean, I'll pass it to you because I know you had a lot to say about Tremaine Edmonds. Even when he was here, solid player, and when he left, a lot of question marks. I know you said it in a couple podcasts earlier where there's a big question mark where who would you rather have, was it Tremaine Edmonds or Ed Oliver? Because they both making the same amount of money out the contract. So, but
Oliver had a really good game.
What was that?
I said Oliver had a really good game, so I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think we're missing too much with Bernard, man. Like as of right now, like he's been playing. I have no complaints, to be honest.
He's filling in the shoes. The only thing is the size difference, and obviously that's the biggest thing. Is the size.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting when Kirksey's ready. How they do that?
But it's not like ready. They're in Chicago blowing things up. So really not skipping the beat. Like maybe that was the best trade because I know I was one of them that would have rather kept Edmonds and let Oliver go. And honestly, last week I was not impressed by Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver still needs to blow up this season to remain relevant in this team. Because as of we speak now, with you being a first-round draft pick, top 10, if I'm not mistaken, and you just got paid, you're not acting like a dominant defensive tackle. You have a lot of good flashes. Don't get me wrong. You're not a complete bust. And that's one thing I want to say that right here, right now, that I don't believe Ed Oliver is a bust, but he's becoming more of a disappointment. Just granted his draft pick value. That's what it comes down to.
I mean, I thought him and the whole defensive line as a whole had a good game. They, I mean, shit, you held Josh Jacobs to -2 yards.
Oh man,
Like that's insane.
yeah,
And that was on 9 carries too. So it's not like it was only 1 or 2 carries and we stopped the very first play of the game. We stopped them for a 3-yard loss.
what up?
So
Shout out to Stephanie, as always, faithful, loyal, nothing but love. Appreciate you every time you jump in the chat and show love, Steph.
yeah.
But but since we're jumping over to defense, Matt Milano, phenomenal game as always. He's already top middle linebacker in the league, Pro Bowl season again. But yeah, you brought up Bernard. Bernard is having himself a season. He draft pick, third round draft pick last year. Obviously, didn't get enough snaps because we had Tremaine Edmonds in there, and the way the Bills run their defense is nickel defense. So there's only 2 linebackers. There's not a set middle linebacker and outside linebacker. There's just 2 linebackers in the middle with TJ Teron Johnson as the slot receiver or slot cornerback. But Bernard's looking real good. He's not skipping a beat. He's not missing a step. He's looking real good. So, and then we even got to a point where we racked up on points where we was able to sit them and have Dodson have a couple snaps. So, depth is always there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there really wasn't much to say negative. The only negative thing I had was 4th and 1 down in the red zone.
Yeah.
You got you got a 6'5", 260-pound quarterback, and you're lined up in the shotgun.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, luckily that didn't hurt us, but you can't. That's one of those things. Like in a game where there wasn't very many negatives, that's probably the one I take from the most.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Ransom Hatch in the building. We all know that's my brother Joey Hatch. Nothing but love as always. Always faithful, jumping in the chats, man, showing love. So let's go. Yeah, not much to really nitpick or talk about this game. It was a phenomenal bounce back game. Josh Allen is the offensive player of the week. Well deserving. No other quarterback outshine Josh. And I do believe he tied or
11. He's the highest since 2018. 11 AFC player of the week since 2018, the most by any AFC quarterback, including Patty.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm just trying to say, Josh, he's pretty good at this. He had a bad game, and everybody forgot that he's pretty good.
Yeah, because that game just kind of highlighted all of Josh's flaws. And that's really what it just came down to, that game proved all the haters right. Yeah, Josh Allen is loose. Sometimes the lights do get too bright for him. But it's not just that, is that when there's no other way out, Josh will put the entire organization on his back to get that win. And sometimes it will cripple him. Sometimes it's not the best decision because, Josh, you do have help. You don't have to put everybody on your back and make every single play, every single down. But
yeah,
I take the downs with the goods. I'll take the ups with the downs. I take Josh Allen over anybody. There was a thing where they said, like, oh, well, if you could trade anybody right here, right now, and not affect anything, everybody would take Mahomes. Honestly, Josh is built for Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Josh.
Mahomes is a better quarterback. But I'm rocking with Josh because Josh does he fits in Buffalo. He does things that no other quarterback can does or will try. And he got that dog mentality.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Josh too. All day long. All day long.
Because let's get to the nitty gritty. You already showed me your favorite play of the game. Mine was, I agree with that because that Shakir touchdown was phenomenal.
That's crazy. Crazy.
That was sack. He was dead to rights, and he just little quick flick of the wrist, and it wasn't nothing. It wasn't much. He just quick
falling back too.
That shit.
Sidearm.
Yeah.
You see, I was telling one of my friends at work though, like, had if Mahomes made that kind of throw, they'd be talking about it all week on SportsCenter.
Right.
But it's like whatever. We'll see, y'all. I get it. I'm kind of in that same boat right now where the regular season's fun, but I don't care. Let's get to January.
Right.
Like I'm at that point now where I'm gonna try to enjoy this ride and just enjoy the season.
We already know
But
we're going to the playoffs, so let's just stack these wins.
none of this shit matters until we get to the playoffs, man. And that's just me. That's how I feel. None of this shit matters. Josh could go have an MVP, be the MVP, and if we flame out in the playoffs, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But that's just me. That's where I'm at right now.
No, I agree 110% because I definitely agree with you. We've been here, done that type of thing. We've been here, done that. Ain't nothing new. We've been had phenomenal games. We've been blowing teams out. Josh been AFC Player of the Week. Josh been perfect.
Player of the month.
Like he been there, done that.
Yeah.
Now we got to do things we haven't done. We don't need MVP, but that's another accolade you would like under your belt. We need that Super Bowl. We need more playoff wins.
I'd rather him have that Super Bowl MVP than a regular season MVP.
Right. Any time of the year, any day.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, you're absolutely right. And that's what they kind of proved. It makes us, because with the Bills team, we are one dimensional. It's nothing but pass through Josh Allen. We will run the ball. Hopefully, we get successful and get a big run. But at the end of the day, we succeed through Josh Allen's arm. Now, when you incorporate a run game that we just witnessed this past Sunday, it opens up Josh Allen's ability tremendously because it's not all on him. He can rely on the run game where there's a run play on first down and it gets stuck for a yard or two or a negative or nothing. Josh isn't in the back of his head, we ain't making nothing on a run play. Let me do something this play to gain up those yards. No. Josh knows, okay, 2nd and 6, I can work with that. I'm not about to push down the field. We don't have to. It's 2nd and 6. Let me dump it up and get a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4, that's cool. If I gotta run it, I'll run it. If I don't, I could dump it off because I trust my team and I trust the development and the scheme. It all becomes, and that's what it really comes down to, is trust. Josh Allen does not trust the Bills' offense, and it shows in some games. Where it comes down to the scheme and the play breakdown where Dorsey calls, he don't trust it because nobody gets open, and he don't trust the offensive line because he's not getting enough time. So that's why he bails out the pocket so quick. He isn't trusting. But when you get a game from Spencer Brown and you get a phenomenal play calling by Ken Dorsey, it makes Josh Allen all the more better.
I agree, 100%. You've seen it. He threw a couple dump downs to Murray and the Cook, and it was just it was overall like that's what we need from him all season. If he could play under control like that, we'll be just fine.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But absolutely, like I said, not much bad in this game. Special teams. It's been special teams. I'm not really expecting much out of the boys. I want to see Isabella because a lot of hype in a preseason, and I like the way he running the speed. I would like to see him incorporated in the special teams, but I mean, if there's no spot for him, no place for him, then I definitely trust McDermott and the team and the decisions. My biggest question, where the fuck is Elam? Where's Elam?
On the bench.
Yes. What's going on with our 1st round draft pick from last year?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He's on the bench, man. I mean, Benford's balling. Dane's playing well. I mean, we're playing well. There's
no need for him.
No, not right now at the least. It's nice to have a 1st round pick though there just in case of an injury though.
Right.
Yeah,
but man, that's really been my biggest thing is where is Kyrie Elam? You're in the 1st round draft pick of our 2022 draft, and you're still letting a 7th round draft pick beat you out for starts. What is going on? What is the plan for him? And it's becoming more and more so that the Buffalo Bills are not hitting on the draft picks, the top draft picks. We are smashing on our fourth and beyond draft picks. We're hitting gold. But when it comes to our first, second, third draft picks, it's nothing. We just got rid of our second round draft pick defensive end, Boogie Basham. Um, Groot, I mean, I got no complaints about Groot. I would expect a little bit more from him, but no complaints. I love what I see from Groot. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I
But
think he's having a great year too so far.
yeah, but yeah, Basham, Epnesa. I mean, you got flashes, but I feel like you're only producing when your number is called, which is great. I love it. But the value, I feel like we could have done a lot better. And
And
another
guys, let's
one,
just remember though, Von will be back in a couple weeks.
yeah,
Like we haven't even got our best defensive player on the field yet, which is crazy. Crazy.
yeah, I love it,
But
especially what Floyd has been producing on the field. Fucking phenomenal. What a hit. I love what Floyd has been able to produce on the field. And like you said, once Von Miller is active and playing in these games, it makes the defensive line even more dangerous. We're wreaking havoc. We're getting to the quarterback. We're pressuring the offense. And yeah, like I said, once you get that Hall of Famer defensive end in this defense, makes us even more better.
absolutely.
Now let's dive into this injury list because it's getting a little thicker. We do have Floyd out for ankle. He hasn't practiced. He's still day to day. We got Floyd. We got who else? Who else? I definitely took the picture earlier, but I'm not able to pull it up. But we got a couple. We got Mitch Morris, if I'm not mistaken. Floyd Bernard. He's day to day.
Yeah, I really wouldn't too worry about like today's. It's when like
Is Wednesday,
Friday. It's
right?
Friday. Yeah, if they're not practicing on Friday, then maybe we got to worry about something.
Micah Hyde is another one with his back, I believe. So definitely want to keep your eyes on him. But I mean, like you just said, it's Wednesday. Still early in the week. You want to wait till that Friday injury report to come out to really see who's really active and inactive.
Yeah,
Yeah, phenomenal interception by Bernard. He was in the right place, right time. He was aware, alert, and made the play.
absolutely.
Like I said, cuz you already know when it's a bad game, we got so much to say, but when it's a good game, it's business as usual.
Well, let's get to Washington then.
Let's
How you
go.
feel, man? Give me a hot and spicy for the Washington
Hot and
game.
spicy. Real quick, hot and spicy. Let me see. Yeah, I need a juicy one. Gabe Davis, I'm talking about. No, because honestly, let me bring up our rookie Kincaid. I love
I
what
was
I'm seeing
going
from
there.
Kincaid. I
That's where I
love
was going.
I love the way he's playing. I love his aggressiveness. I love the way he's running the ball. We need to feed him more. That's all. I feel like we're not feeding him enough. I'm talking about Kincaid. He needs like 2 touchdowns or a touchdown. He has yet to get a touchdown, but I feel like the anticipation is building up for Kincaid. He's looking phenomenal. When he's open, he gets the ball and he makes the play. He's gonna run somebody over. He's gonna run through somebody. He's gonna get those extra yards. So Kincaid, I'm talking. I ain't gonna put 100 on him because just the way we're playing him. But something simple: 60, 70 yards, a touchdown, and another phenomenal play by Kincaid. Regardless if it's a one-hand catch, he runs somebody over. He's gonna make a play where everybody goes, "Ooh!" I'm telling you, Kincaid is gonna stand out. But my biggest concern about this game, we all know Washington. They're not the best of teams, but they do have a good defense. They got a solid defensive line with they got no, they don't got Josh Allen. They got Chase and they
Chase
got
Young,
Chase Young. They got a bunch of
Montez Sweat,
Montez Sweat. They got a bunch of star players on their defensive line.
Jonathan
And
Allen.
yep.
Yeah, I know. I
So
mean,
we definitely
yeah,
got to watch out. Definitely protect Josh. But I mean, if you keep the game plan like we had last week and make sure Josh is cool and collective, I'm not worried. I'm really not worried. But now, if the pressure comes, you got these boys in Josh's face. You got Spencer Brown falling on his ass. It's gonna be a tough game. But only for the offense because I know on our defense, Sam Howell is not going to push the field on the defense. So it's really going to come down to who can score more. I believe in our Bills regardless of Josh Allen has the pressure. He got the yips out of him. He got the bullshit out of him. He got the picks out of him. He's still going to have another clean game, and Bill's going to win. It's going to be close 23-17, 23-10. 23-10, I'll say.
Okay, so for my hot and spicy, I got Josh Allen connecting on a over 60-yard bomb to Deontay Hardy.
Whoa, okay. They've been pressing
Yeah,
for that too. I feel like they're really trying to feed Hardy, and this hasn't really been working.
I
And
think they're
honestly,
gonna hit him.
I'm sorry to like cut you off, but tell me right here, right now, that the Bills are using Hardy like they're using McKenzie, and it's failing them. Am I correct?
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily think it's failing them. I just think they're just. I don't know. It's game plan oriented. I think. I don't. I think they're running more of a. It's more of a two tight end set. You don't really see Hardy that much, so it might make it look like they're using him like they're using McKenzie, but a lot of times Kincaid's out there with Knox, so
Yeah.
Hardy's not on the field.
Because I feel like they're using Hardy like they're using McKenzie, and I feel like they just failed with the whole McKenzie situation. Now I know when McKenzie was dropping balls, wasn't really getting open, but I feel like there's a different way to use that dynamic slot speed receiver, and I feel like they really haven't figured it out. But we'll see. I wish that they could use Hardy in a different aspect instead of the same way that they use McKenzie. So we'll see. Well, let's go. Hot and spicy. You got
Yeah,
your
I think Hardy gets a long bomb, and then I don't know. I think we see another classic 10 for $115 and 2 tutties from Steph Diggs. I don't know how hot and spicy that is,
let's go.
but I got the Bills. I got the Bills 27-17.
27-17. I like it. I like it. Josh Allen stat line.
Probably like pretty similar to the one he just had, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, pretty similar to the one he just had.
Now, I was talking to my brother-in-law over here, Jonathan, and he said he doesn't need all the hype. He doesn't need the big plays. We just want him to stay consistent. We don't need the big plays. We don't need Josh Allen to do too much. And I even said that if Josh Allen, I mean, you could have a 215-yard game, a touchdown or two, and have great completion. I'll be happy with that. Just stay consistent. We don't need the big plays. We don't need you to over excel yourself and make those big runs. If we're able to still have a strong run game like we had in week 2, Josh Allen doesn't have to do too much.
The only thing I'm worried about is I hope they are not overlooking Washington because we got Miami next week.
That's going to be a big game coming up, too.
Yeah, because I'm kind of overlooking Washington right now. I'm ready to get to Miami.
Yeah, that's what comes out. But I mean, my man's over here creeping on the low. What's up, man? We got Jonathan in the building over here. But yeah, man. So yeah, let's talk about it because we got Commanders coming up. That's our next game. That's the only people we should be worried about. But the biggest game is really the Miami Dolphins and the way they're playing and the way we've played. I'm scared, cuz I'm scared. I'm worried about them. I don't know if the Bills can match their offense and their firepower. All Tua got to do is just throw it up to Waddle and Hill, and they're running it for fucking 50 yards plus down the field. Waddle's hurt, so we'll see. But they still got Tyreek Hill, and the way they utilize him,
We'll
I
be
don't
just
know.
fine. We'll be just fine. I'm telling you now. Relax.
We got Joe in the building. He said James Cook for 150 yards. Josh Allen throw for 3 touchdowns and rush for 4. Yeah, I could see it. I hope James Cook have another phenomenal rushing yard game. I really don't see it because from seeing what we've seen on the run game last week, I feel like they're going to feed the other two running backs more than they're going to feed James Cook. But it all depends on what you do with your snaps.
Yeah, for sure.
You know the defense is already going to be after the quarterback. Sam Howell, he's not really going to do much. We're going to be on his ass. Their offensive line is really not much to talk about. Average in the league, below most likely. So I'm pretty sure our boys are going to be after it. High and spicy on the defensive side. Jordan Poyer wakes the fuck up. Jordan Poyer wakes the fuck up. He I don't know. He fixes
See, I thought he had a really good game. I thought he had a really decent game on Sunday.
There's this whole aura about him looking old. That's what I pertaining to. That he's just that whole I'm looking old up. He's gonna be sharp this game. He's gonna have a pick six, a sharp pick six. I got that from my boy Poe.
I like it. I like it. You might see Joey's right though. You might see Elam in the Miami game just because they're probably going to play a little more man to man. And I think it's more of a coverage thing with Elam too. Elam came from a man to man system in Florida where the Bills we predominantly play zone.
Yeah.
I don't think Kyer wasn't who we wanted. They wanted McDuffie, and Kansas City took him before we could. So they had to go get a corner. It is what it is.
Gotcha. But yeah, man. I ain't got much else, man. What's your final thoughts on
Go Bills. We're about to destroy Washington. Go Bills.
Let's go. That's all it is, man. Go Bills and keep that shit up. Let's keep playing Bills football like that. Ice cool, calm, and clean. Defense was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Josh Allen realized who the fuck he was, and let's fucking go Bills.
Go Bills.
Embrace it, fellas. No group I'd rather go to war with than the ones right here, man. Love y'all. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3.
And another thing, man, can we just sign Cole Beasley just so he can do that? Like, we don't need you as a receiver. Just sign him just so he can say, I love you, Josh. Make him as a fucking, one of the motherfucking field manager or whatever. One of the fucking people that just be on the field, ball boy.
Yeah, for sure. That would be pretty cool. I'm open, Bills. I'm available. I'm available. I'm available.
I'll give it my all. But there you have it, Bills Mafia. Another great episode of Mafia Talk. It's your boy Julian J. Mafia. We got Big Cuz, Pedro Peasy in the building. As always, nothing but love, respect, and go Bills.
Go Bills.